Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Film Box Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Souza. I'm joined today by our good friends. It's Sam Majewski, Connor Jameson, and Jasmine Chapatwala. How are you all doing today?
Great.
Good. Ding dong.
One good.
So, Connor, we've been able to see the progression of you over the last few recordings. Because you were sick, and then you were a little better, and now you're fully better. And I say that because we recorded 3 podcasts in the span of a week. So glad to see you're feeling better.
Yeah, I've had no choice but to get better.
Yeah, right. The passage of time is no match. So today we are going to be talking about a wonderful, wonderful film. Continuing our theme of man versus monster. This is Jasmine's pick, 1986's The Fly from David Cronenberg. So this is going to be a very fun conversation. But before we do that, I just want to say thank you so much for listening. And if you're watching us on video, and yes, that means you watching me watch you. Thank you for watching and listening to us talk about movies. If you like this episode or you like our podcast and you're listening to us, make sure you follow us, make sure you leave a rating, make sure you share this with your friends, and if you're watching us on YouTube, like and subscribe and leave a comment on what you think of the episode. It helps us out, lets us know we're doing a good job, and it also, it's the best way to grow our audience. We don't promote this podcast with any sort of paid media currently, so we do this for fun, we do this because we love movies, and we do this because we want to entertain you. So if you like it, share it, and do all of that fun stuff. And now, it's time to talk about The Fly. So, I'm going to ask all of you, like I normally do, have you all seen The Fly before?
Yes.
Yep.
Or is this a first-time watch?
This is a first-time watch.
This is also a first-time watch for me.
Oh, wow.
So I figured we would have that sort of split. So Jasmine and Connor, what did you, do you remember when you first watched this movie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. It was the same thing as The Blob. It was for last year's 31 Days of Horror Movies. And I do remember I did a double feature of that and The Blob. So I saw...
Well, look at that.
Yeah. I just remember I liked The Blob so much. I was like, you know what? Let me get tomorrow's movie out of the way, too. And that was The Fly.
There you go.
Look at that.
I watched it pretty recently for the first time, only a couple years ago. And I was watching like kind of like a theme of like 80s horror films with like very specific looks to them with all the practical effects.
Yeah.
So this was just like next on the list. And I have at the same time was also watching older monster movies. So I had watched the 1958
Yeah.
1958, The Fly. So I was like, oh, I have to watch this one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
I like them both a lot for very different reasons.
yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun to talk about, for sure. There's a lot of good stuff here. Now, as with all of our movies here that we do on the podcast, we try to pick movies that we own. And so I must ask, do any of you own The Fly on physical media?
I do. It's just not in my custody.
Well, that's perfect because none of us also own The Fly. So as long as you have a copy of The Fly laying around somewhere, then it works.
I do. It's just not in this state, but that's okay.
All right.
Oh.
There's a story there that I'm not going to unpack.
No. Just my friend has it. It's nothing crazy.
Oh, okay.
Like I just left it there. Like it's literally not a big deal.
Okay.
I didn't know if this was also like how I technically own Long Legs, but I don't know where that is because it's lost in transit.
Yeah, that is you're never getting that, unfortunately. But so this works. But if you're like the rest of us and you don't own this movie, well, you can watch it if you have a Disney Plus subscription or a Hulu subscription, which they're going away. So
Yeah.
rip. Totally saw it coming. Or you have a Paramount Plus subscription, or you have a YouTube TV, a Fubo, a Sling, Roku, or Amazon Prime subscription. I believe you need Prime Time. any of the primetime add-on on any of those apps. So this is pretty widely available. Which is, I think, is a good thing. This is definitely a fun movie. All right, well, it's time to get into some of the basic overview. So without further ado, let's rock and roll here. So The Fly is a 1986 American sci-fi body horror film directed and co-written by one David Cronenberg. Underground, you may not know. Starring Gina Davis, Jeff Goldblum, and John Getz, with cinematography by Mark Irwin and music by the great Howard Shore. This movie was distributed by 20th Century Fox and released August 15th, 1986, with a runtime of 96 minutes and a budget estimated between 9 and 15 million. Friends, how much did this movie make at the box office?
I'm going to say 55.
Okay.
I'm going to say 50.
Okay.
I'm gonna go just a little higher, only because I know it was his most successful, but I don't know what that necessarily really means, so I'll go 60.
Well,
Oh.
it is 60.6, so you are on the money.
Nice.
Yay!
So, this is an interesting one because Cronenberg, again, who directed this movie, he initially turned down this movie. He had been hired and was committed to making Total Recall, the same Total Recall that ended up being made by Paul Verhoeven. The job was then offered to a British director named Robert Bierman, but after he had a family tragedy and had to step away for a while, he was unable to take the job. And so they reapproached Cronenberg, who was then, by that point, out of production on Total Recall and was able to make this movie, which is, I think, is a pretty interesting turn of events. And Chris Wallace, who worked with Cronenberg on Scanners, he was hired. He was the one who did all of the special effects in this movie. So, a kind of a return, and definitely successful. So from the theatrical cut, there were multiple scenes that they filmed that they removed due to test screening reactions. There's some pretty infamous ones, including one that is a monkey cat fusion scene. I don't know anything about it. I have not seen it. I will watch it probably after this podcast. It was removed because the test screening was so negative to the conclusion of this scene. But on Wikipedia, it is literally labeled as an infamous scene. So I'm curious to see what that's all about.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil it. I've seen it.
It's okay.
Oh, okay.
You can spoil it.
So the reason
I hear
why
the
it
ice
was-
cream truck, by the way.
Oh my God. I was hoping you guys, I was like, oh man, I forgot it's Thursday.
Thursday.
Anyways,
Oh yeah, the ice cream
Thursday.
truck is here.
I also figured it's fall. I'm in
Yeah,
New Jersey. It
wha-
shouldn't. Anyways,
Hey,
can't think
it's the
about
perfect
eating
time
during
for
this
ice
scene.
cream.
Talking about the fly.
But so basically, the end of the scene. So you see this grotesque little monkey cat, and the reason why it's so hated by audiences because you literally just watch him like beat it up and like kind of kill it, and yeah,
Nice.
obviously people don't like to see a lot of me talking about this while hearing the ice cream. But yeah, people don't like to see any kind of animal abuse. So, and it's like it goes like he's hitting that thing for quite some time, just like a second longer than he needs to.
Nice.
And it's like a noticeable, yeah. So
That's awesome.
obviously doesn't go over well when you got to see animals get all. I mean, that's why like the website "Does the Dog Die" exists?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no, it's true. Even if it is a horrifying amalgamation of a monkey and a cat.
Yep.
So, I also, one thing I found really pretty interesting here is that the special effects team, the first thing that they created for this movie was the final form of Brundlefly. And then they took that and worked backwards to create all of the stages of his transformation.
Yeah.
which I found quite interesting. Instead of doing like, okay, we're gonna give him a little bit and like sequencing it out that way, they were, let's build what it's going to look like, and now we'll figure out how he gets there. It's kind of an interesting way to make something like that. All right, well, we have talked a little bit about the background and the box office, but we got to know what people thought about this movie, which means, Sam, we go to you. What did the people think about this movie?
Okay, so The Fly is currently sitting at a 93% from the critic score, with an 83% with the audience. So very well received by both the critics and the people. It's also sitting at a 7.6 on IMDb. And as always, when we have a positive score, we always have to do the
opposite review.
I was ready.
I like that.
Thank you for this time.
I was ready for that one.
All right, so I get this 1 out of 10 star on IMDb. This says, gross, but it inspired a classic pun. I saw this movie once, never again. David Cronenberg seems to be out of his way in this movie to gross out the audience. The problem is he mistakes revulsion for genuine horror and suspense. This movie has one redeeming value. It inspired what has to be the all-time classic worst pun in the history of the world. It came from Bob Hope. Hey, did you see this new movie, The Fly? Jeff Goldblum plays a mad scientist who accidentally turns himself into a giant fly. My favorite scene in the movie is when the scientist and his wife are sitting in a restaurant. The scientist drinks a bowl of soup, and his wife turns to the waiter and says, "Waiter, there's a soup in my fly."
Wow.
Yeah. So that's that.
Wonderful. Dude, what a pun. That's what you remember it by.
That's what it is.
One of one.
So there wasn't a lot of good 1 stars on this.
I was gonna say, not a very informative
6
1 star.
Yeah, there's 6 reviews from 1 star.
Wow.
So
Wow.
Yeah, this is a pretty well-liked movie, I guess.
yeah.
I also feel like if you kind of know what it's about, you're not like gonna just watch something gross if you're not ready for that. Like
Right,
if you have any idea that it's supposed to be a little icky, you gotta be a little into that.
You see it's David Cronenberg and you're like, man, I bet this is gonna be so happy.
Yeah,
this is
right.
gonna be a nice, fun little rom-com.
I bet this is gonna be a nice little walk in the park.
Lonely scientist finds love. Count me in. And then it's Cronenberg, and you're like, well, he's dead. Well, Connor, before we go to you, actually, we're just gonna go to you. Why don't you run us down? I wasn't gonna go anywhere. Why don't you run us down the plot of The Fly?
All right, so here's The Fly in a nutshell. Seth Brundle, a brilliant but eccentric scientist, meets Veronica, Ronnie Quaife, a science journalist at a press event. He takes her back to his home and laboratory and shows her his invention, a set of telepods that allow instant teleportation between them. Seth convinces Ronnie to keep the invention a secret in exchange for exclusive rights to the story, and she documents his work. Although the telepods can transport inanimate objects, they mutilate live tissue, as demonstrated when a baboon is turned inside out during an experiment. Seth and Ronnie begin a romantic relationship, and it helps Seth realize how the computer can transport living flesh. After he successfully transports a second baboon, he puts himself in the pod while Ronnie goes to meet with her editor-in-ex, Stathis. During the experiment, a fly enters the pod unnoticed, but everything seems fine at first. Seth begins displaying abnormal strength, an increased sex drive, and irrational personality, which concerns Ronnie. He then physically begins to transform as well, starting with mini hairs on his back and acne to more pronounced deformities. The two's relationship is fractured by Seth's insistence she goes through the telepods and her refusal, and they split. Only after his fingernails begin to fall off does he learn that a fly was in the pod with him during the teleportation, and the computer fused their genetics together. I think Nathan just shit somewhere. I'm sorry.
Do we need to pause?
No, it's okay. What am I going to do about it now? I just smell
fair
shit.
enough.
I literally took him out. I literally just took him out
so
before
funny.
we recorded.
And we're back. Connor, how was your dog's shit?
Stinky.
Nice.
Oh.
Well, why don't you continue running us through the plot?
Do you want me to just start over? Or?
You do what you want, man.
All right. I'll start from the last sentence I remember reading.
Okay.
The two's relationship is fractured by Seth's insistence she goes through and her refusal. Only after his fingernails begin to fall off does he learn that a fly was in the pod with him during the teleportation, and the computer fused their genetics. After several weeks, he reaches back out as the Brundlefly, as he is beginning to lose his humanity. Ronnie discovers that she is pregnant and wants to abort... Oh, hold on, I wrote that wrong. She's pregnant with his child and wants to abort it with Stathis' help, but Brundle kidnaps her and brings her back to his home. He nearly kills Stathis before trying to fuse himself with Ronnie with the unborn child, but she escapes him, accidentally turning him into his final form of a fly. With his very last moments of humanity, he requests Ronnie put him down with the shotgun, which she does with despair. And that is The Fly in a nutshell.
All right. So the first category that we run through is what works. These are the things that we enjoy about this movie. Sam, I'll start with you because this was a first-time watch for you. What did you enjoy about The Fly?
Let's see. So first watch through, I didn't really know what I was going to get into. I didn't really knew what this movie was about. I knew it was like 80s, so I knew it was kind of going to be one of those like 80s monster movies. Basically the first thing that popped up to me was the first jump scare, which was after the credits. It was literally Jeff Goldblum's big ass eyes and hair. First scene. Scared the
way
shit
he
out of
says
me.
cappuccino.
Yeah.
I just think and that can just lead into how great Jeff Goldblum was in this movie. I think he's the standout. Yeah, I just want to obviously preface that. So
he is incredible because he's got like two sides of the performance, right? It's like first half Jeff Goldblum, which is very like calm and I'm a scientist and I'm a normal dude or whatever, and then as soon as the fly stuff starts to happen, just goes off the rails.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. Start doing fucking gymnastics in his warehouse. Like, I was like, what am I watching? He's just doing gymnastics. Like, freaking out, going all over the place. Like, yeah, that was great.
And what's so good about it is it's like his body language. It's his eyes that are acting the most, like just frantically looking around. It's his body just kind of twitching, and the way he can't like just sit still. It's all that stuff is what makes it such a great performance.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, he's really, I mean, we're going to talk about it with best performance, I think, but he's kind of the MVP of this movie. I mean, this is a movie that has 4 characters that actually have legitimate dialogue, plus David Cronenberg in one scene. And it's like, he has to carry this movie. It's got 3 locations, essentially. And he just carries the whole way through. He's so good. One of the things kind of on that similar vein with the story though is I love how it's very restrained with how the movie progresses. You know, there are maybe like a few fun little jump scares at the beginning, like you said, but like it moves very restrained. It feels like a normal movie, like maybe even could be a rom-com kind of thing, and then the teleportation thing happens, and it's not like an instant changeover. It's a gradual, oh God, what's happening to this man? And then he really starts to change, and you're like, oh God, what am I watching? Like, I just love that it's just so patient with the way that the story plays out. One of my favorite, I watched this with M, and she didn't know anything about this movie. I literally told her, I was like, hey, you want to watch this movie with me? It's called The Fly. It's got young Jeff Goldblum. And she's like, sold. And I didn't tell her what it was about. And she just knew it was horror, and she knew it had Jeff Goldblum. And so we were watching it, and she was like, oh, is he gonna like transform into the Fly? Or, you know, she was like trying to figure out what was going on, like, you know, all this stuff. And she was like genuinely shocked as he started to transform. She was oh my God. And it's really well done. It really doesn't hit you if you don't know anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's another thing that worked is like sometimes a lot of these movies, like the thing happens and he's sudden, like they're suddenly the monster. I'm really glad that like it slowly, he was slowly turning, and it showed him slowly turning. It didn't all of a sudden just make him the Fly, you know?
He really doesn't become the monster really until like the last scene.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like that it's oh, sorry.
Sorry, no, after you.
No, well, I was just gonna say I like that it's like his brain is the first thing that really starts to go. His personality is gone before he physically turns. Like the man he is, like right before he enters the pod versus who he is as soon as he leaves is like completely different.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's like basically exactly what I was gonna say. But yeah,
Lovely.
I think that like the mental progression too is like super interesting to watch. I think that works. And I also do, like you mentioned this before, how they started at like The Fly and then worked backwards. I think that really works for the progression of it, because then you have like the fingernail scene, and like just by the end it makes sense how we got there.
Right. It's not just like they kind of were like, okay, well, what do we want to give him first, and then what do we want to have happen next? It was like, what this is end point. How do we get to end point? And then they broke it out in phases, and it was really cool. Very cool stuff.
And, like going off of that, when like he is like later in his Fly stage, like you couldn't tell it was Goldblum. Like he was completely transformed, you know?
Well, I mean, it was a puppet for the very end, but yes.
Well, no, I meant like when he was
when he was in the prosthetic.
Yeah.
I've got something interesting about that a little bit later on, so I'm glad you brought that up, because that is a very interesting piece of it, and it's a testament to Goldblum's performance, right? I mean, his ability to act in the prosthetics was excellent.
I think I know what you're going to bring up too, because I saw that
In the research.
Yeah.
We can just spoil it here. So, it was Richard Dreyfuss was considered for this movie.
Oh, I saw someone different.
I saw specifically a note about Richard Dreyfuss. He was considered for this movie, but he refused to do any acting in the prosthetic or in any sort of costuming. So you're like, thanks, Richard, but we'll pass.
Yeah.
Which is a real shame, because like I honestly, this movie might be really good with Richard Dreyfuss.
It is kind of funny to think like in 1986 he's like, just do it in effects, and they're like, buddy, we don't got that right now.
Yeah, what effects? Tron came out 4 years ago. That's the effects we've got.
I was going to say they almost didn't cast Jeff Goldblum because they didn't know how well he was going to look in the prosthetics, because his face is just so unique.
Specific,
like in a good way, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. I did not see that one, so that's an interesting point too.
I'm sure you'll get to it, but they're going to give it to Michael Keaton.
I did see that as well.
But then he dropped out.
Just jumping all over what ifs.
You jumped my "This is the best" so many times. I feel like I deserve one.
One of the things I really appreciate about this movie, and is, you know, I mentioned it before when I was talking about Slumber Party Massacre, but this movie gets in and gets out extremely efficiently. It's a 96-minute movie, and it starts with Gina Davis and Jeff Goldblum meeting, and then it ends immediately after she kills him. There is no setup and there's no breakdown. It's just, here's the movie, and then that's it. We're done. I appreciate that sometimes. I don't need this movie could have been 2 hours, and they could have had a 15-minute intro of who Goldblum is working in his lab before he goes to the party, and then they could have had a 10-minute epilogue of what happens after, and They didn't. It was all right. We're in. We're out. We're done. See you later. Goodbye. Have a good one. It's great.
To that point too, about like specifically the ending, I love that it's such an abrupt ending of like you're just left with kind of this despair feeling of like, wow, she really just killed him. Like there was no saving him. Because it really is kind of like this story of like this scientist who is kind of like Icarus, kind of flew too close to the sun, got immediate consequences for that. And there is nothing else to feel besides just, damn, that happened. And you're just left to wallow in it.
Yeah, it got me. This is one of the few movies that I can remember where the end hit, and I was like, huh, no shit, huh? That's it. That was it.
I know they filmed a couple of different like endings. Some of them were like more positive with like like her as Stathis' baby instead of
there was, it's like implied maybe it was a dream or something like that.
And I think it was maybe both Cronenberg and Goldblum were like, we're not doing that shit. And good on them, because that would have killed it.
No, this movie sits so well because it just like, it's like, oh no, this is tragic and there's no coming back from it, and then it ends. And it makes you sit in that. I will say, I like the chemistry between Goldblum and Gina Davis. They had to establish it quite quickly, because of how quick this movie moves. And they do. I mean, they work well together. I think this is it. They are. I mean, I think it lends to the fact that they were dating at the time.
I was gonna say, where they were rumored to be dating at this time, or no, it was confirmed.
Yes, they were dating at this time. So their chemistry comes out on screen. It works quite well. But I think we got to talk. We've been kind of beating around the bush a little bit. We got to talk about the prosthetics and the effects and the makeup. Holy shit, it's incredible in this movie. This is like the best part of the film.
It's foul.
I'll tell you what, I have a really hard time with a few things with movies. Anytime there's vomiting in movies, can't do it. I cannot watch. And just disgusting. He just multiple times vomits on his food, vomits on people. It was disgusting. I really can't do it. I have to look away every time.
Is it the sight or the sound of it? Because both of them were disgusting.
I can hear it, and I'm okay. I think it's hearing and seeing that I'm not okay with. Like anything that's coming out of someone's mouth, I'm not super okay with. But the one part that got me, that I was really impressed with, was when he first discovers that his fingernails are coming off and he squeezes it into the fucking mirror. That was disgusting. And it was, I was like, bravo, guys. That was fucking nasty.
Yeah.
It just like wipes it on the mirror.
Yeah.
And like,
that part hit. I'm looking at me, she's like, it's this kind of movie. I was like, yeah, we're in it now.
I like the first reveal of his teeth.
When
they're like,
little spiky little guys.
Icky. It's so icky, but I love it.
It reminds me of that guy on, remember the guy on Utapau in episode 3?
Oh my god, yes. 10th floor, thousands of battle stations, or battle droids. No, look, the prosthetics are really cool. The puppetry was really great of the final, the final thing, creature, and each of his different transformations are unique enough in their design that you can tell he's going from stage to stage, right? Like, you first pick up on, okay, they make a big deal out of the hairs, but you can start to see on his face he's getting all pimply and gross, and then he starts to get like breakout in rashes, and then the hair starts to grow, and then the fingernails, and and then the next stage is like he's really starting to be deformed, but his fingers are fusing together. It's like really gross stuff, and the progression it's so cool. I just love it.
I like how sticky it is. You can almost feel it.
Yeah,
it's real
you
sticky.
can very much. There's a point when he's transforming and Gina Davis goes and hugs him the first time that she goes to visit him, immediately after he throws up on his donut. And she's like, "Oh, come here." I'm like, "You're fucking nasty, bitch. Get out of there."
When his ear falls off and there's just like the holes and it's like leaking. I was like,
nasty. But I appreciate it because, I mean, spoiler alert, there's like no kills in this movie.
Yeah.
So they had to do so. This isn't like, I mean, it's horror in the fact that it's like body horror, but it's really not all that horror when you really think about it, or when you compare it to like what you would consider like traditional horror, or at least like slasher type horror, where it's like they're getting the scares from the kills. So they had to do something, and I just think that this part is where they really nailed it here.
Yeah.
well, that's what Cronenberg's so good at. Is just like he can tell like a really good personal tale while also like just knowing what buttons to push with like the makeup effects. Because like I watched Dead Ringers last week, and that's like a very good like kind of personal tale, and to the point where like it's almost like you would barely know it's Cronenberg until one dream sequence, and there's just like Jeremy Irons is just like fused together with himself. You're like, oh nope, there he is.
There he is. He's here, ladies and gentlemen. He's appeared. All right, Jasmine, do you have something else that you really liked about this movie?
I do. I really like the juxtaposition of Gina Davis and the transformation of Jeff Goldblum, because I think Gina Davis is just like gorgeous, stunning, one of the most beautiful people in the world. She has one of the most symmetrical faces in the world. So when you see that, and then the opposition of like just this man getting more and more grotesque and disgusting and disturbing and hard to look at, I think that works really well for the film to see just like this gorgeous human being next to
That's a good call. That's a good call. Yeah. I like
Definitely.
that. I mean, and again, their chemistry too kind of sells that, you know. And it also doesn't hurt that like pre-transformation Jeff Goldblum, he's a bit of a looker as well. So, you know, it's like I get it, and then it's like yikes. Cool. Connor, what do you have? What do you like about this movie?
So he set up as kind of like an antagonistic guy, but I do like that Stathis isn't just completely one note. Like, yes, he is kind of like the possessive ex for Veronica, but at the end of the day, he is still like doing whatever he can to help her. Like, whatever she asks of him, he's willing to do, to the point like when she gets kidnapped, he is immediately going to Jeff Goldblum's warehouse and getting his hand and foot just dissolved. Disgusting. And still kind of saving her with the shotgun. So
yeah, I love how I imagine the scene goes like this: is Gina Davis really doesn't like this guy, you know, obviously. So she sees Jeff Goldblum. I mean, she has to see it. She's there. She has to see that he's there. So she sees him get his hand dissolved. Doesn't say anything. She sees him get his ankle dissolved. Doesn't say anything. He's about to die. She's like, okay, that's enough. It's like, please don't kill him. It's like, you just watched this man lose just let him die. He's got nothing left at that point.
Yeah.
He's got one hand, one foot. He's fucked. He's just let him die. Poor dude.
He saved the trigger finger, though.
He saved the trigger finger. I don't know, man. Gina Davis was looking at that like, well, I mean, he was an ass, so he can lose a hand. It's a trade-off. Anything else that you guys like with this movie that you want to talk about?
The hair.
The hair, yeah. Goldblum's hair.
Goldblum's hair.
Well, and Gina Davis's hair, I mean.
And Gina, yeah.
Yeah, fair. I enjoyed the design of the lab, just the practical nature of like, this is not like a legit lab. This is a guy in a fucking abandoned warehouse.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have much going on.
Well, I like the detail that he sleeps on like a pull-out couch.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have like a real bed.
Yeah, dude. I don't know how Veronica was into this, man. Like, first fucking look, I am out of there. I'm not even going in the building. If he's like, yeah, come back to my place, and it's a warehouse,
No.
gone. See ya. I'm out. The
Red
alarm
flag.
bells are ringing.
Yeah. I agree.
I just
On
don't
that
think they
note-
had red flags in the 80s.
Apparently not.
Fair.
I don't know.
I like how focused it is, and I feel like the set has to do with that. I feel like it really helps like focus on just like this story and also this tragic love story that's kind of like happening alongside of it. And yeah, I think that really it works really well for the film to keep it contained.
Yeah, no, I like that. And it's interesting too because, you know, it's really, like I said before, it's like one location, really. It's the lab is the main location. And I was surprised about that when I was watching it. I didn't realize that it was going to just be one location. But I do kind of, in the back of my mind, I wish we had like one scene of like the Fly Jeff Goldblum, what's it called? It's Brundlefly, like with a hoodie on, with the hood up, walking down like Broadway in busy traffic, just with like sad music in the background of like, oh yeah, this this is just fucking deformed ass dude. I don't know, but like I do, like, to be serious though, I do appreciate that it is like it's very focused in that way. All right, anything else before we move to what doesn't work?
I got one more thing.
All right.
Stathis's quote. Some of his quotes are timeless.
I wrote a couple down too.
Yeah, I have like 3 down. It was where is it? It's oh yeah, him and Veronica talking. She's like, "Don't you get it? I'm finally onto something that's big, huge." He's like,
What is
"Yeah,
it, his
what?
cock?"
His cock."
That's a good one. It's a great
and
line.
then another one is like when he was showering and he's like, "Hey, I happened to be in the neighborhood. Felt a little scummy." Like, how do you come up with that like line?
That's a great one.
I don't know. Oh, and there's like where is it? And then he was talking to Veronica. He's like, "Do I have permission to clean your body when it's all over?" Like some of
That's
these
hilarious.
Some of these quotes are just like so funny.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, let's talk about what doesn't work. I've got one big one that I want to present here. And I don't know if it's so much as like it totally doesn't work as it was kind of for me like it's okay. Is the whole journalism side of this movie. I just, you know, I don't know. I just felt like it could have been anything the way that it was fleshed out here, and it would have been just fine. Like, she could have been another scientist. She could have been anything. Like, they didn't do enough for me to really flesh out the reason why that she's a journalist, other than, like, she's going to break this big story, and her boss is her ex. But that could have been anything, really.
Yeah, I agree. For the most part, I think the only way the journalism thing like holds any kind of weight is because it would force her to keep going back. Like she has to, you know, finish this story, right? So I guess that would be the only like devil's advocate side of it, but I agree. I don't really think it has to be that. Like there's going to be other reasons. She also loves him, so
Right.
I mean, yeah, I think, like, you know, again, this is a 96-minute movie. You have the leeway to add, like, a 10-minute flesh out of why journalism is important into this movie. Because otherwise, it just felt like, I mean, and again, it wasn't the focus. I just thought it was, you know, fine. The parts of the movie that were focused on the journalism were a little bit more boring to me than everything else.
I think what would have made it better, you bring in J.K. Simmons, Brundlefly. Give me Brundlefly.
Give me pictures of Brundlefly. Yeah, you know what? That makes it better. Maybe they just needed a different character to be the editor.
I really hope that was synced up.
Brundlefly.
It's just Peter Parker, like, I don't know who that is. He's got like 35 pictures of Spider-Man. He's like, who the fuck is Brundlefly?
Could you imagine if it was like a superpower though? He could just turn it on and off.
Dude, crazy.
Jeez.
It's like
It'd be a terrible name,
metamorphosis. It's
Yeah.
like the superpower, but it's
anamorpho.
extremely painful every single time he does it. So it's like Elaine. He's in a crowded street, and a big bad supervillain comes up, and he's like, "Hold on, everyone, I got this." Ah!
It's like the old Superman of like going into like the revolving door, but just melting into a fly.
And it's not short either.
No.
It's like 5 minutes of him melting. Everyone's like, "What the fuck is going on?" He's just melting into this fly superhero. Oh man.
Everyone's just vomiting.
Yeah,
That's
like,
how he
"Oh,
saves the
God,"
day.
and fingernails are falling off.
Ears are falling off.
Gross. And then at the end, he's like, "I'm Fly Man. I'm Brundlefly." And then he has to transform back, and it's just as painful. Oh, poor dude. That's the new movie. That's really what we gotta do.
We fixed it.
Yep.
It.
Take out all the journalism scenes, make it a superhero movie, and
There we
make
go.
him be able to transform. Oh man. All right. I mean, I have some nitpicky ones, but I want to know if you guys have anything that's like less nitpicky.
I kind of thought the editing was pretty boring for a movie like this.
Yeah, it is very bog standard. You're right.
Yeah. Yes, I feel like you can get more creative.
Yeah, for sure. All right, here's a nitpick that I got. Well, first off, I guess I'll do this one. Gina Davis in the beginning of this movie is fucking dumb. She is the dumbest person. Who's like, "Okay, what is this? You got a magic trick in here?" Like, just like the dumbest person. It's like, "Oh, you made the stocking disappear. Whoa!" It's like, come on, like you know what's going on here. This is very dumb. Also, in that same not dumb vein, but in a different vein, who goes to a Chinese place or orders from a Chinese place and gets spicy eggplant? Are you fucking insane? Like, what? I picked up on that. He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna get Chinese," and then she runs out. She's like, "But you're missing the spicy eggplant." I was like, "Huh? No shit. Yeah, I'm missing it. I'm out. I'm not doing that."
Like it's that important. She
had to stay for the spicy eggplant.
Oh boy.
Sounds disgusting.
The food in this movie is pretty funny. It's just like how it's presented. It's like
Yeah.
I bought steaks.
Oh, those
So
steaks.
thanks.
The way he
Yeah.
cooked them, they look
Oh,
disgusting.
they look terrible.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
No seasoning whatsoever.
Looks like a hockey puck.
He put those on
Yeah.
a non-stick pan and just
Let it run.
yeah.
And also, I don't know if you guys noticed this while you were watching, but these two people, they kiss with their eyes wide open
Yep.
multiple times in this movie, and it's very disturbing.
I did clock that. It's gross.
Yeah. I was like, guys, come on. You're dating in real life. Just close your eyes, please. Literally, there was one scene where it was just Gina Davis staring at him. I was like, all right, that's a little weird. And then it was another scene where they were both like wide-eyed staring. I was, what is going on here? These people are fucked up. All right, what else didn't work for you guys?
I got two big ones.
Oh, okay.
First one. If I woke up in the middle of the night and Aaron was just doing like Olympic level gymnastics,
Gone.
massive red flags. Massive red flags. I love her to death, but I know she can't do that. So I know something's off there.
Yeah, man. If I start seeing M do flips on a beam, I'm out. Goodbye.
Yeah. It's like, hey, what happened?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess really. I mean, maybe it's just that Gina Davis is dumb in this movie. I mean, maybe Veronica's just a dummy. Because, like, the detection of the red flags is not there.
Awareness is low. It's like at a 3
Yeah.
on her Madden rating.
Oh, man. What else did you have?
The other big one. Right as he learns that he assimilated with a fly, it's like this very, very dramatic moment. It's like the score is building up. He's like, oh, like he's terrified. And it just fades to black. It just completely neuters the scene.
Yeah. It's a good call. It's a weird fade out, too, because there's really no other fade out in the movie.
Yeah, it's the
like
only
that.
one. And it just cuts to Gina Davis on her computer, too. It's like, oh, great. I was tense. Now I'm not.
Yeah, now I'm just watching Veronica type away.
Yeah.
Weird. Sam or Jasmine, what did you guys have any what didn't work?
I have one.
Okay.
This is just like a me thing. Something I noticed for the first time when I watched Big Hero 6. But sometimes the fake science really stands out. And this was something where like there's a lot of like realism, like biology, like a lot of like, you know, kind of grounded in that. But the fake science, like when the computer like understands that that's a fly and then understands that that's a human and splices it together, and I'm like, okay, well, the pods are a little confusing here. That's my like tiny little nitpick.
Yeah, no, that's a good point too. You think at any point Goldblum would have put two inanimate objects into the thing and it would have found out that it's going to put them together. I don't know. Like maybe he should have been a little bit more careful.
That's what I'm saying.
Monkey
the
cat.
fake science.
Yeah, exactly. Monkey cat.
Right?
That's a good call.
Well, what's so funny too is because like the reason that like the computer doesn't understand like living stuff versus non-living stuff, I was like, okay, that makes sense. I could buy that. But then it's like, hey man, it was like a little fly in there. We didn't know what to do, so we just figured that was part of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't know what you wanted to do with it, so we just popped it back in.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, too, it didn't differentiate between the creature and the teleporter itself. So it's like, all right, I guess this is what you want. I mean, I don't know why you'd do that.
There's no logic programmed into this computer.
No, not at all. And like I on that steak part too, it's like the big breakthrough is that like, oh, the computer is just on a whim deciding that it's going to do its own thing with the data that I put in it instead of just replicating it. It's like, I'm going to recreate this and try to make it the best I can. It's like, no, just duplicate it, man. That sounds harder than just making it duplicate it, to be honest.
All right, to be fair, I've been working in like some programming stuff, and you have to be very specific with what you want computers to do. You can't just have any assumptions.
That's fair.
But even like for that, right? So we have the monkey cat. That's like an immediate fusion. Why wasn't his an immediate fusion?
That was the question I had for this movie. Why does it take weeks for him to become a fly?
That's what I mean. The fake science.
I feel like it's probably a size difference thing. It's like we had to put a little tiny bit, little itty bitty fly DNA into this person versus like a monkey and a cat, which are of similar sizes.
So if it's so small, why did he become the fly? Why did he not just overpower the DNA?
You know? That's a great question.
I think we're maybe digging a bit too far.
Listen, I don't care. I it's a great movie. I don't care to like nitpick it at that level. But sure. I'm just saying, like, why?
When you really look at it, it breaks down pretty quick.
Yeah. And in the 1958 version, we get to see both.
I was going to say, there's like the human fly, too. Or the fly human.
Yeah, we get to see not to spoil it, but, by the end, it's like a human with like a fly head. and then there's a fly with a human head.
That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually really terrifying, the last scene of that film. Yeah.
Sam, did you have anything that didn't work for you?
I mean, we pretty much went over a lot, but I did have one more thing. Not to shit on Veronica again, but her initial reaction to seeing him as like the big fly, it was like she was just like, "Oh my gosh," and then
Yeah.
was like, "Okay, well, whatever."
That
But
was
like,
it.
I would have like freaked the fuck out, kind
Yeah.
of thing, you know?
Yeah, that at the end of the movie, she's like, when it's begging her to kill it, that's no problem for me. I would have done it 8 times before that.
Yep.
That she's like, I can't do it. I can't pull the trigger. I've
Shouldn't
done
have
it
been that
10
difficult.
minutes ago. That
Yep.
thing was dead on sight. Oh man. All right, let's talk about let's vote on our best moments. I've got 3 for you that I really enjoyed, but again, feel free to add some more. The steak teleportation scene, I know we kind of broke it down a little bit. But I do like the just the kind of like science montage of like, oh my god, it's the epiphany. I got to do this, and I don't know. I just kind of like that scene. Silent gymnastics, hilarious, love it. And then the ending, basically the last 10 minutes, the transformation, and all of
Yeah.
that stuff is very, very cool. I mean, obviously that's what the movie hangs his hat on. Any other best moments that you guys have?
Yeah.
Yep.
I got a couple.
Okay.
So, the scene of him catching the fly in his sleep, I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Him going through the teleportation device and just
Yeah.
standing dick out in front of the camera for quite a while.
Yeah.
The fingernail scene,
Gross.
as well as the ear scene.
Gross.
Great makeup. And then the childbirth fly scene that Veronica has.
Oh yeah,
Excellent
the dream.
Cronenberg.
Disgusting.
Disgusting, but that's what you expect.
Yep.
And then he also has like a really good little monologue where he's like, I wrote it down. I'm saying I'm an insect who dreamed he was a man and loved it, but now the dream is over and the insect is awake. And it was like right after he sent her away, like the last time.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good, like, monologue for him to have.
Yeah. Also, Veronica, not to shit on you again, girl, but he gives this batshit crazy monologue about how he's always been a fly and she must leave or else he will hurt her, and then she comes back multiple times. I don't know if I'm her, I'm out of there. I'm not doing anything with that.
Mm-mm.
To be fair, I think the next time she sees him is when he kidnaps her.
I mean, I guess, but like,
So I don't think she had a choice.
she kind of jumped into his arms when she kidnapped him a little bit, or when he kidnapped her. I have another just a funny little moment that Em and I both really liked is the coffee. They're at the diner and he's just keeps putting sugar in the coffee, and like they don't call any attention to it at first, and Em was like, Jesus, how much sugar is he gonna put in the coffee? And then it just keeps going. It's just a funny little scene. I like
Yeah.
that. Jasmine, what do you have? What else for best moments? Anything else?
So I have just, I don't even, pretty much you guys mentioned all of them, especially the monologue. That was going to be like the one I was hyped to mention the most. But I mean, just for me, the first teleportation test with the baboon, just because I feel like it shows a lot of the like pre-disaster and like kind of sets up for some like, it shows like, I don't know, it's a little tense moment too. It's good. That was just like the, what's it called? Little addition to my list.
Yeah.
Honorable mention.
It is a good one. It is kind of like shock factor of like, oh, this thing is mangled and disgusting.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, poor thing. Sam, do you have any others?
Yeah, I had one more. I actually really liked the scene, the restaurant scene where he was like speaking so fast at like a million miles an hour.
Yeah.
I guess that could just prove like how good Jeff Goldblum was in this movie, like how he
Mhm.
could just ramble that on without any cuts, kind of thing. So, yeah.
All right, well, let's vote. My vote personally is for the last 10 minutes of the movie. I think that's, probably the best part.
Fingernails.
Ooh, fingernails.
I'm gonna go last 10 minutes.
Me too, especially because the score is so good.
Yes.
Mm.
My boy Howard Shore.
Yeah, it's goated. All right, best performance. I think there's really only
There's only one.
There's only one.
Baboon. Yeah, it's Goldblum. And same thing for our horror month category, gnarliest kill. There's really one in this movie,
The
and it is
baboon.
the baboon. Yeah, no, it's Brundle Porter, the
Yeah.
Brundlefly teleporter. So that's that. What if? I got a few what if for you. First off, Mel Brooks was a producer on this movie, the Mel Brooks, and he initially wanted Pierce Brosnan to play Seth Brundle,
Oh gosh.
and Cronenberg said absolutely fucking not. John Malkovich was the top choice for Brundle, but he turned it down. He didn't want to do it. Then John Lithgow was offered the role of Seth Brundle,
Wow.
and he turned it down, stating it was too grotesque, which works out. I don't think
Fair, yeah.
Lithgow is really fit for a movie like this. And then, of course, we talked about Keaton and Dreyfuss also being considered, but Dreyfuss refused to do any work in the prosthetics, so he was passed up on, and then they got Jeff Goldblum. Producer Stuart Kornfeld was initially opposed to Gina Davis, citing her real-life relationship with Goldblum. And Cronenberg and Goldblum were like, nah, dude, you're wrong. And then they auditioned, like, a lot of people. And Kornfeld was like, okay, you guys were right. Gina Davis is pretty good for this. So he relented. All right, modern day recast. This is fun. So we're going to be recasting basically the main three. We got Seth, Veronica, and Stathis, along with a director recast if we were to do this again in the modern day. So Sam, I'll start with you for your Seth pick. Who did you have for Seth?
Give me Timmy C.
Really?
Timmy C, really?
I think he could definitely. I know he's a little bit on the younger side, but I think he could definitely pull off the hair and how.
Not anymore. He's bald.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
bald
well.
now.
Give him like 3 weeks. He's young.
But
I
I
know.
think he could definitely pull off that like 180 turn of the scientist kind of thing. So
Interesting. All right, Jasmine, who did you have for Seth?
Adam Driver.
Oh, that's a good pick.
I thought, I feel like Adam Driver could really get that scary aspect of like tortured
Mm-hmm.
scientist
I like that.
and be menacing at the same time.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Connor.
So, went a little unorthodox. I went Joe Keery.
Hey,
All right.
I had him
Interesting.
actually on my list for Stathis.
Interesting.
I know.
But pretty much because you guys probably haven't heard of this movie, but it's called Spree, where he pretty
I've
much
seen
just
it.
Yep.
yeah, he plays like
I do know Spree.
it's like a psychopath Uber driver killer. But basically, it's just more of like I know he can like have that crazy side too,
Yeah.
and then obviously we know he's got the hair.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I went with someone. It maybe doesn't match the hair aspect of it, but it matches, I think, the skills and abilities to kind of play crazy. Is Robert Pattinson?
That was one of my like
Yeah.
ideas. Yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely.
I like that.
Something about his whole persona that is kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it works. All right, Veronica, Connor, I'm gonna go back around the horn. I'll start with you.
I don't know if I've said her name before, but Samara Weaving.
Okay.
I think.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
She would
Okay.
definitely. She has the ability to not back down from any guy.
Yeah.
Agree.
I like that. Jasmine, what about you?
I got Riley Coe.
Okay.
Kyo, however you
like
say
that.
it. Kyo.
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought she would be. Yeah, she kind of has that classical look to her too. So I was trying to also match someone up with Adam Driver. It's like, would they look good together?
There you go.
Because there's so much romance in it. You know, I feel
Mhm.
like they have
That's
to.
true. That is true. There is a lot. Yeah, they do have to have a good chemistry with each other as well.
Mhm.
Sam, who'd you have? Who's going up
Yeah.
against with Timmy C?
The one and only Jodie Comer.
I like that.
That's
Okay,
not bad.
Cool.
Yeah, I can see it. I can definitely see it.
Yeah.
Is it like Bike Riders Jodie Comer?
Could be any kind of Jodie Comer you want.
I went with I wanted someone that I think I can play a supporting role really well and just like be the complement to what, because that's essentially what the Gina Davis character is. It's like someone who's a good foil and a good complement to batshit crazy stuff that Jeff Goldblum's doing. So I went with Carey Mulligan in that aspect.
Okay.
I feel like she's so talented and she can just kind of be that like that opposite force to whatever the fuck Rob Pat is doing in this movie.
Mhm.
All right, Stathis. I'll start you off. This is kind of, I don't know. I wasn't sure exactly how to go with this, but then I saw one name and I was like, okay, this could work. I just went with Nicholas Holt. I just feel like it could be kind of fun. He can kind of be a dick. So,
I thought about him for Seth.
yeah. Yeah, he has vibes of both for sure. All right, who wants to go next? I'll let someone call it out.
I'll go.
Okay.
So with Stathis too, I feel like you have to get like the age right too, because I feel like that's part of the power dynamic between him and Veronica. So I wanted someone who is decently older than Samara Weaving. I went Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's not bad. I like it.
I went with Jesse Plemons.
Again, you
Interesting.
can't go wrong with Jesse Plemons.
That's what
a
I'm
great
saying.
pick.
I feel like, underrated. He's great. Every time I've ever seen him in anything, he's great.
Yeah.
So,
He
yeah.
rocks.
And again, I'm trying to like match the vibes of
Yeah.
everyone in the movie.
Robert, he would be a really interesting one for Seth too. Just like
yeah.
a bit disturbing, a bit off,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still a little charismatic. Yeah. Could
Yeah.
work too.
Yeah. I needed this. I was trying to find somebody with I don't know, he had like the power kind of thing. It might just be recency bias because me and Kayla have been watching Supernatural, but I had Jensen Ackles.
I like
So
that.
Yes,
Another
I
good
think that's a good
I
pick.
like that a lot. Yeah.
He matches
Good.
kind of the form of Stathis too. Like he's a
Yeah.
bigger dude.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like that. All right, hot takes. I've got one, but I want to start with someone else.
I can go again.
Okay.
Oh, we need to do director, right?
Oh yeah, we
Oh,
have to
yes.
I
director.
was just
Yes,
not going to
that's
say
right.
anything.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
I was
No,
gonna-
say something. Call me out. I didn't have a director. I forgot to do it, so I just moved on. All right,
Of
director.
course.
Sam, you go.
Okay, I'll go. I think he is coming out with a horror movie next month. I did Guillermo del Toro.
I like
It's a
that.
good pick.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a good
great
monster
pick.
director.
Yeah, I think
like
he
that.
will be. Yeah.
It's a good one.
I went
I like that.
Legacy. Give it to Brandon Cronenberg.
He was on my list.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, I was thinking, if I had to do a short list, just why not give it to his is it grandson or son or whoever?
Son.
Yeah.
there
And I
you
would
go.
trust him. He just did Infinity Pool. That was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my pick. He was on there, but I think the one I was leaning towards was Julie DeCournau. I feel like she would
Yeah.
do a lot of like the same thing that Cronenberg would be able to do, of like balance
Yeah.
the human element with like a lot of the body horror.
Remind me what she has done.
Titan, Raw,
Got it.
Alpha's
Yep.
coming out.
I actually like your pick better. That's great.
Thank you.
There you go. Connor knows his horror, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't offer this topic if I didn't have a good pick.
Fair enough. All right, hot takes. Here we go, Connor. You were gonna start, so why don't you start?
Yeah. So this is from my perspective, and this is only for the first kind of third, up until the transformation. Jeff Goldblum is not hot enough to be ignoring all of his red flags.
Yeah. Okay.
That's fair. Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
I can agree with that.
Like the way
Yeah.
that he is just kind of like hounding Gina Davis at this like science convention, and again showing like bringing her to his warehouse.
Yeah. She's
Girl,
calling
turn
for an
and
angel
run.
shot immediately.
Yeah, turn and run.
Yeah. Jasmine, did you have a hot take with this?
I do.
It's a mild take.
I kind of. It's like it's half baked hot take,
Okay.
but I
Okay.
kind of feel like the romance, the like love story at times is a little scarier than him turning into the monster because of like just the like commitment to each other, but it feels like that's not
Yeah.
really earned in that sense. And then it's like it's half baked.
There's a
Skip.
first half of Barbarians feel to some of this movie for sure.
Yeah.
All
Yep.
right, Sam.
Yeah, I also have like a lukewarm take. The Fly could be the most OP villain if he actually knew like how to use him. He has acid throw up. He could
Yeah.
climb on walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he could do so much with that, but
It circles back to our superhero
I know, we were
idea.
just saying,
right?
if he could
In
just
the middle
live
of Times Square, just just transforming.
with the most disturbing, painful transformation ever.
I like it. All right, my hot take is actually kind of hot here. Gina Davis, the actress Gina Davis, not me referring to her character. Totally replaceable in this movie, and in fact, most of her other films. And I've never really totally been convinced of anything that she does. I think she's a fine actress. But there's nothing special about what she does in this movie or most other movies that I see her in.
Wow. Most, so you're not including Thelma and Louise, right?
Yes, I'm not including Thelma and Louise.
Thank you.
Mainly because I have not seen Thelma and Louise.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, yeah.
That's fine.
What's your reference pool here?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I
How
don't
many
know.
movies?
I
You
know.
gotta name them all.
Beetlejuice?
I know a few of.
Yeah, I was gonna
what?
say, is it-
yes,
this is
Beetlejuice, of
Beetlejuice.
course. A League of Their Own. This movie, and I feel like there's definitely a couple others that I've seen.
She's in Stuart Little.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the
Yeah,
mom.
how could we forget?
Wow. I think that further proves my point. I don't know. You replace her with any other actress, I think you get the same movie.
Yeah,
and
I may
that
agree
goes
with
for
you
most
there.
of her movies.
Yeah.
I just don't find her to do anything particularly special or stand out in any particular way in anything.
Damn.
Mm,
Except Thelma and Louise, and you'll know when you see it.
eventually.
But yeah, I think I agree with you there.
Yeah, just kind of there. She's just there. All right. Theory time. I don't know what we
Yay.
want to call this category, but
I don't know
theory
either.
time is what
It's-
came out of my mouth. So
That's great.
Um,
Okay, I have so much written down, but I have a concise version. Okay, so
let's hear it.
you mentioned this in the very beginning about how he lost total recall,
Yes.
but he walked away from it
Yeah.
after pouring himself into it for a year and a half and 12 drafts later. And the real reason he walked away was enough times of asking if he could make it more like Raiders of the Lost Ark, and he just kept saying no.
Hmm.
So, my little fun theory is that this movie serves as an kind of like metaphor for Cronenberg's own rebirth. And that is because he poured the same ideas that he had originally had for Total Recall with like body horror, identity crisis. Like that was his version, was meant to be like an exploration of reality and self, right? Much less sci-fi adventure than we get, with physical consequences to the character in Total Recall.
Interesting.
So when he couldn't make it, what they wanted, and he then got The Fly, he was able to put these ideas into that and prove his point, which is that his style could resonate with mainstream audiences without compromise. So when this movie came out and it became his biggest commercial and critical success, he was essentially reborn as a new, harder to swallow Fly director that we all know and appreciate.
That's really interesting. I think, it feel like something like that happens a lot with directors or filmmakers of like, they put either a lot of themselves into their movies or a lot of thematic stuff into each of their films. So it wouldn't surprise me that like taking the ideas from Total Recall and putting them into a movie like this. I mean, they're very easy matches too. I mean, the subject matter is quite similar, so I like that. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, and he had rewritten the original script that he was given, obviously, with a bunch of his own stuff in it. But that's why, like, it says written by him, and I forget who the other writer is, but it was, yeah.
That's really interesting. I like that. I think, that resonates quite a bit. Okay, what happens the next day? And there is a sequel to this movie, but I have something because I haven't seen the sequel, so I don't know what happens in the
We
sequel.
can pretend it doesn't exist.
Yeah, let's just...
I haven't seen that either.
In this sphere, it doesn't exist.
In this canon, the sequel doesn't exist. So for me, what happens the next day? Gina Davis gives birth to The Fly Part 2. And she dies immediately.
That's
and the new Fly... Is it really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I was right. And then the new Fly goes on a killing rampage.
Okay, that's not it.
that's see, this becomes like The Blob, except for it's The Fly 2.
Not bad.
That's what happens the next day for me. I did not realize that I basically grabbed the start of the next film.
Lean into the slasher, it would actually
Yes.
probably have been pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one thing I think I was hoping this movie would do more of, is kind of lean into like he's going mad and he's going to kill people. And so that is what maybe it would be worse. It probably would be worse for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have some fun with it. Again, my favorite genre of horror is 80s cheesy slashers. So,
Which you just discovered too.
Well, I knew I enjoyed them. I didn't realize I enjoyed them as much as I did. So any other what happens the next day, or are we just running through? Okay. Okay.
I mean, you should probably
Go ahead.
get in the abortion, if we're being honest.
Yeah, probably.
We can hope.
Yeah.
Movie's very pro-choice, I think. She's definitely getting it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Is this better with the challengers? Oh, do you have something?
I was gonna say that she gives birth to the Fly, and the Fly grows up to be a superhero.
There we go. And then he screams in the middle of Times Square.
Yeah. I'm not going to do it a third time.
Aw.
I don't want to alert my neighbors any more than I already have. That first scream was a lot louder than I expected it to be. Is this better with the challengers cast?
Would be
I
interesting.
think
it could work.
It could be.
work.
It could be,
It
actually.
could work.
Yes.
Really good with the challengers cast.
Honestly, yeah.
Who plays Stathis and who plays Seth in this movie?
Josh O'Connell plays Stathis.
I was gonna say
I had the other way around.
Yeah, I think
really?
Yeah,
I
I would have
think he
said the other way
plays-
around.
Really?
Yeah. Mike
Yeah.
Feist just kind of looks too much like a good little boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I view it as well.
Like I could
Yeah.
I could see Josh O'Connor just melting down.
Yeah, and he's
Literally.
kind of gross in Challengers. There's times when like they talk about how much he smells.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
definitely needs a shower.
There we go.
I think that's the first one where we've actually been pretty definitive of like this actually could be better.
Yeah.
All right, prop time. This is our last category before we do our scores. What props do you got? I got one, but I don't think anyone's gonna get it, so I'll let you guys start.
I can go. I got you. In addition to my fun little mushrooms from Phantom Thread and my flamethrower,
Okay.
I would like to take the Brundle specimen jars.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Nasty.
I want the melted skin and the
Grody.
teeth and the fingernails in the jars. That's what I want. And I just want them like chilling, like on my
Where
kitchen island.
in the kitchen? Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
never
100
eating
like
at-
sealed containers, like they're specimen jars. They're safe. But they're a great decoration.
I don't know if I'm trusting a home cooked meal at your place.
It's actually right next to the recipe book. That's the thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes me feel a lot better.
It's gonna look like
Grab
a
the-
witch's house by
Just
the
grabbed
end.
the wrong jar by accident.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah,
Sorry.
oh well. It's fine. Sub it out.
All right. Who wants to grab their prop next?
Go ahead, Connor.
It's not the one I want. I'm gonna try to guess the one that you're taking. I'm taking his cameras
Oh no.
Nice.
for the
Oh, that
tapes.
wasn't the one I was gonna take. So
Wow, that's so nice. You guys take cameras and cool stuff. And I'm like, no, give me the dead rotting flesh.
Yeah,
Well-
the dead rotting flesh.
If I had to pick for myself, because I thought you were gonna take it because he was standing naked in front of him for so long. I would probably just take the baboon.
Wait, who was that directed to? Was that
You.
directed to me?
You wanted Mark Wahlberg's 12-inch dick.
Again,
You're not
just-
wrong for that.
I'm very straight.
We
It's
know.
just a cool thing to have. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I'm taking the baboon, the second
Oh,
one.
Le
come
Baboon. Which
on.
one?
The second
I was gonna
one.
take that one. The Typhoon the Baboon. He has a Letterboxd page. He's uncredited on Letterboxd because
That's
he
hilarious.
stars in the movie called Shakma, a 1990 movie about a murderous baboon escapes a lavatory.
That's
Well,
what
I
happens the
think-
next day.
Yeah, there
There
you
you
go.
go.
So he stars in 4 movies.
Jesus. I think so. I think because you said cameras first, I think Sam does get the baboon.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I mean, if it's well, does that even count as a prop because it's an actual living
I
thing?
don't know. You took.
I
you
mean,
took
we're a
Jaws
little
the cat.
lenient with
if
this.
If that's the thing, I'll just take the transportation pods because those things are pretty
Those are
fucking
very
cool. So
Just
Those are
leaving the
cool.
big one. We're just like scavenging his apartment, just ignoring the prize.
the teleportation pods.
I want his fingernails.
or I'll take his 80s wig. So I mean,
I did have the telepod on my list, but I passed that up. And I thought about the wig, but really what I want is Goldblum's front teeth because they're fucking massive. They're so huge at the beginning of this movie. He's got the biggest front teeth I've ever seen. I just want them. I'll just display them. Oh man.
Thanks for making me feel less bad.
Oh yeah, no, it's okay. I was gonna take another body part, but it wasn't the grotesque stuff. It was just, and to be clear, I'm not taking the monster teeth that he plucks out of his mouth. I specifically want the big ass buck teeth
Yep.
that he's rocking in the first like 3 scenes of this movie, and then never again.
Love that.
All right, it's time to do our final scores. We've had a lot of fun talking about The Fly, but it's time to go over what we really, really thought about this movie. Connor, I'll start with you. What is your score for The Fly?
So I'll try to keep this nice and quick. I give it a 4 out of 5. I'm a big fan of Cronenberg. I like the way that he can blend some really disgusting stuff, but also with a story that really gets you sucked in. I really like the performances. The makeup's incredible, and the score just really sells it at the end. So 4 out of 5.
I like it.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there. I'm giving it a nice solid 4. It's very cool. It runs fast. There are some parts of it that I feel like could have been better, but it's really enjoyable. And you come in really for the Goldblum performance, and you come in for the prosthetics, the makeup, the monster designs, that sort of things. And you get it in spades, and it's really good. And it at points it gets pretty gross and scary, and it feels very Cronenberg-y. And yeah, it's enjoyable. So a 4 it is for me.
Nice. I'll go 4. I feel like 4 is good, but just a little higher for me, so I'm gonna go 4.2.
Okay.
I like a lot of like gross out horror in it, but for me, like what really like stands for like is the test of time. Like I rewatched this movie. This is only like the second time I've ever watched it, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And whenever I see a movie and I just want to talk about it and think about it, that's pretty great for me. So
Yeah.
little bit higher than a 4. There's like again those little nitpicky things. Unfortunately, Gina Davis is completely replaceable, which doesn't help me make it any higher. But yeah, 4.2.
Yeah.
All right. So I think this is actually my first like actual body horror movie that I've seen. Never been a super fan of that kind of genre. But I enjoyed it. I don't think I liked it as much as you guys did. I'm just give it a 3.75, but still really enjoyed it. It was I really appreciate the practical effects and the performances of everybody in the movie. So yeah.
All right. Well, that brings our total average to a 3.99, which if you sort it from everything that we have watched, this movie is sitting in the 24th spot, so it just cracks the top 25. Ironically enough, just above Challengers by
That's so funny.
0.02, and just below Mississippi Burning. The difference between the 3 of those movies is 0.03. So Mississippi Burning was a flat 4. The Fly was a 3.99. And the Challengers are a 3.97 average.
That's crazy.
So slitting right there in that 24th slot. And so that is going to do it for this episode of the Film Box Podcast. And if you like what you listen to and you like this podcast, leave a rating, subscribe, follow us on your favorite podcast platform. Share it with your friends, do all that fun stuff. It really helps us out. Check out Jasmine on TikTok. She makes a lot of great content, so please do that. And you can also check us out on TikTok. We make some great TikToks that go out of highlights of the podcast. Those are always going out. So, you can check us out there and go to our website to see all kinds of content that we've written in the past, firstpicturehouse.com. And you can go to our socials. Those will be linked in the show notes. And follow us on Letterboxd. You can see what we're watching when we're watching it. Which you should do, because we're taping this episode like 2 weeks before it's going to go live. So if you're not keeping up with it, the time between this episode and the next episode, there's going to be like 85 movies that we're going to have watched.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to keep
From
up.
me alone.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Connor watches 70 movies a day. He's got that much time.
So you guys want to like that guy on TikTok who's like, I manipulate time. I have 3 days while you guys have 1.
Yes.
That's
oh
me.
my God. That guy drives me nuts.
Yeah. That's me in movies.
Oh
Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine. So make sure to check us out there. Follow us. Those are all linked in the show notes. And with that said, that is going to do it for this episode of the Filmbox Podcast, and we will see you next time.
Peace.
See ya.